Hello everybody and welcome to the first official comic book reading club issue. So if you watched the 0 episode of this, I talked a little bit about what it's going to be and introduced you to the book we're going to read. So hopefully you've read it before watching this. If you haven't, jump below, click on our link, pick up the book, read it, and then come back and watch this and join in on the fun. So I've got Runaways, Volume 1. Brought to you by Brian K. Vaughan with art by Adrian Alphona. So this really does stray away from, well, I should say the show strays away from what this did, but this isn't like the show, but in a lot of ways is like the show. So I'm going to stick with what the comic has here because that's what we're going to be talking about here. And we meet these kids. They all find out that their parents are supervillains in a group called the Pride. And they find this out because they catch their parents making a sacrifice and killing this young kid. And through that, decide they have to do something about it. Twists and turns along the way. They end up finding out that the Pride owns all of Los Angeles. And anybody there works for the Pride. And the parents kind of go to an extreme where they end up framing a murder on their own kids just to have people hunt them down so they can bring them back. So all in all, I really like this book. I really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't mirror what I already watched on the TV show and that there was a lot of differences, because it kind of seemed much like how we talk about Walking Dead, where there's Walking Dead comics and Walking Dead TV show. There's a lot of similarities, but at the same time, there's a lot of differences. That's how I felt about this. There were similarities. The characters were similar. Some of their backgrounds were different. How they interacted with each other was very similar. Key moments seemed similar. But this was obviously taking place in the Marvel Universe. So there's appearances by characters you know, and talk about characters you know, and alien races you know, and so on and so forth. I would say all in all, I really recommend it. I really enjoyed it. And the art was fantastic. The art really fit what they were doing with this book. It was a teen drama with superheroes, and the art really portrayed that. So the artist gets a lot of credit building the story and kind of building the tone of the story and how everything went. Each character individually really felt unique and didn't have to have superpowers to be a part of the group. And I really like that. For this book, it is a group coming together story. So these are all separate kids who come together through this one traumatic event. Some find out they have superpowers. One finds out she's a mutant. Dad is a tech genius and he finds different things to use from his garage. One's just super smart and can kind of lead and knows how to do certain things. So they all have their role. And then it all ends. Huge spoilers here, but it all ends with them finding their kind of Batcave, the place where they're going to go and figure out what they're going to do next. And that's where it leads into the next volume, which I am very interested to try in the future. So all in all, I really liked it. I hope you all liked it. I really suggest picking up. Once again, if you are listening to this and you didn't listen to me in the beginning of the video, click our link below to mycomicshop.com. and pick up the book, check it out for yourself. Now, for next month, so into April, we are going to I'm going to start a series. Now, I wanted to do this as part of this reading club as well, because I thought it'd be cool to go into a series of books and kind of have a beginning and end. Now, I believe that most people out there have read Crisis on Infinite Earths and know the story behind it. Me personally, being a recent convert to DC Comics as a whole, outside of course, Batman, I'm still kind of catching up on a lot of what happened in DC's lore. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to jump next month into Infinite Crisis. So we're going to start there and read Infinite Crisis, then we'll talk about it next month. And for the coming months, we're going to pick up a trade until we end at Final Crisis. So we're going to start at Infinite Crisis, then we're going to read each volume of 52, and then jump into Final Crisis. I've been told this is the best way to get that story, that countdown to Final Crisis isn't necessary. So I'm going by what people are telling me, people I know and respect. So if you think I'm wrong on this one, let me know before we get into that. But those are the books we're going to do moving forward. So you can get those at mycomicshop.com as well. So click on our link there to pick up those books and check them out so you can read along with me. And remember, if you subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/ForcedComicNews, for just $1, you can get into our Slack channel. That Slack channel, a big portion of it is for this reading club, so that we can all come together, read the book that we're reading and talk about it. And then you can input into this video a little bit more. And if we grow big enough, I might even turn this into a live streaming event where you can ask me questions about how I felt about the book and all this other stuff. So I really want to grow that into something special. That's really what we're pushing for the Slack channel right now. It will be a multitude of things as well, but that's my big push for that. So jump over there, throw me $1. It's just to say that you're into this and that you want to be a part of it, because I want a really dedicated and caring community there that wants to talk about these things. So yes, thanks for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel and you enjoy what we're doing here, remember, click the subscribe button. And if you want to, the little bell as well, the bell icon, that'll give you notifications. So every time I put up a new video, you'll get the notification on your phone that, hey, Forged Comic News got new stuff coming up. So when I get home from work tonight, I'm going to watch the Forged Comic News. And comment in the video below, give us a thumbs up. All that stuff is really appreciated. And as always, here at the Forged Comic News, keep reading those comics.